Hello Matt. Today I hope to show you how to grind engine valves. Yeah, I'm attempting to show you in this video the basics of how to do it. I'll give you a bit of the sort of technique I try to use, but as a rule it doesn't really matter. I won't show the disassembly, so I've got the bits out already. I've got this grinding paste pot. It's a pot with a different grit abrasive each end. So in this case, this end here is a coarse grit end. It's got a cap there, and then you've got a fine end there, and a cap on that side as well. Usually they're like that, you know, you could have them in completely separate containers, but that's how that is. So pretty much you'll start with a coarse grit, which will take off much more material, and then you'll end with a fine grit that will leave a far smoother and better fitting finish. Here's my engine. It's from 40s Perkin engine. It's a diesel engine, but it doesn't really matter. They're all generically the same, especially if you're grinding the valves. Or I'm not showing you how to disassemble it. It won't be any different to any other one, really. You know, you won't get different ways of doing it quite often. So I'll bring the camera up closer and I'll try and show you the gist of it. Right then, here's a close-up of a head. I'm sorry for blocking the light and making a shade like that. Here's a valve, and you've got a valve surface here, and what you want to do is you want to put a bit of this grinding paste or abrasive material on the mating surface, and that's what's going to scratch any pits out of it. And what you want to do then is you want to hold it, I don't know, put it down like that. You should be able to see. So you put it like that. I'd put a bit of penetrating oil on the valve stem. If you can see that, I don't know. Put it down that way so you can see. So a bit of penetrating oil, and that'll hopefully flush out any grit that's gotten onto it. Clean it often so that it doesn't, because wearing the linear bushing on it won't be any good. So you just put that in there, and you get your suction cup, and you're going to want to put it on the valve head. Now before you do that, check that the suction cup's clean and that the valve head doesn't have too much lubrication on it. If it isn't sealing well enough with you, put maybe a dab of Gresh on it, say, and that'll help it seal. But if it's got too much lubrication, it'll tend to run off the side, and then lose connection then. So you want it to be the right balance. These suction cups do tend to come off, but you know, you can strike a balance where they stay on for long enough. So just push that on there, and that'll be good there. And what you want to do is you want to turn it with your hands. If you can see my rubbing the hands together with a dowel between them, slight action, that'll turn it. And then what you want to do is, as you take a stroke, you go into a stroke, you press it down. As you end that stroke, you lift it back up. And what that'll do is that'll help keep the valve seated, and that's relatively important. Don't go and rub it down. That's not really good enough. It'll ride the valve out of the seat a bit, and it won't be good enough. So what you want to do is you want to do an action like that. And now listen to the noise. And once it's coming about here, and the gritty sound in the grinding noise leaves, you can take it back out and clean the surfaces, because once that gritty noise takes out, it's not wearing the surface as much. And it's just the one abrasive is lubricating the coarse abrasives, and it's no good. So clean that off, and I'm not sure if this camera can see it. This valve face is alright. On the other hand, the valve seat isn't as good on this head yet, so I have a good deal of work to go on this valve seat. I'm not sure if the camera can see it, but I have a ways to go. There's a bit of pitting about here. So then you just carry on doing this process over and over again, and that'll grind down the valve surfaces until they're properly seated. So it'll make them rounder and smoother and all that. I'm hoping this is the worst valve I have, because one I remember leaking when I turned the engine over by hand. But this valve here now, I've been grinding for a few days. In man hours, maybe I've only taken, if I've taken a day on this valve of work. But it, you know, it can be it is a repetitive process, and it does take a long time, especially if your valves are very pitted. So just keep that in mind, you know, and it's worth doing it properly, but it's best that you know what you're getting yourself into, you know. It's going to take you a while. I hope it helps you out there, and thanks for watching. See you in another video. Ta-ra.